Welcome to the Unpacked and Empowered Finances podcast. My name is Marianne Agudo, and this is where we break down the complexities of money and personal development into steps that you can actually use. So, what we're going to talk about today is general information only. It's for awareness, but it's not going to be a personal financial advice for you. We are going to be focusing on the insurance that covers you in the event that you get diagnosed with a critical illness. So, critical illness insurance pays you a one time tax free lump sum payment in the event that you got diagnosed of a covered serious health condition as long as the policy conditions are met. So, just to give you a high level overview of the other insurance coverages that we have, life insurance covers your family or your loved ones in the event of death. It replaces your income or it pays out for the debts that you might owe. Now, disability insurance, it's what it does is it replaces a portion of your income in the event that you're not going to be able to work because of an illness or an injury. So typically it covers 55% up to 85% of your income, and it could either be covered by your work benefits or it can also be something that you purchased on your own. So, going back to critical illness provides a single payment for when you are alive, but you need to recover. So, regardless of your ability to work, the insurance pays out as long as the conditions are met. So, what conditions does this insurance typically cover? The most common ones that pretty much all insurance policies cover would be the life threatening cancer, heart attack, and then coronary artery bypass surgery, as well as stroke, is also commonly claimed. More insurance companies would typically have 25 or 26 illnesses that will be covered on the insurance contract. And if this is something that you're considering, I would highly recommend that you really look into what conditions are going to be covered so that there's no surprises in the event of a diagnosis. So, why do we even have to know about this? And why does recovery planning matter, right? Now, I don't want to scare you, but there are real statistics on this. So, first of all, when it comes to cancer, 1 in 3 Canadians will develop some form of cancer. And then when it comes to heart attack, they say that 1 in 2 Canadians have been victims of heart attack before the age of 65. And 1 in 20 Canadians will suffer a stroke before the age of 70. And I know that these statistics are very difficult to hear, but it's true. I actually collected this information from the life insurance manuals, from the Canadian Life and Health Insurance Association, Financial Planning Canada. So it's real. So it's something that's really out there. Now, the good news is because we have modern medicine now, the survival rates have been increasing. And with this increasing rate of survival, we have to plan, okay, so what are we going to do if this is a diagnosis that we have? Are we financially prepared for this? And that's what critical illness insurance provides. Just to give you information about our healthcare system, there's the foundation and there's the gap. The good thing about Canada is we do have a good public healthcare system. It's a good foundation. That's actually one of the things that I like about being here in New Brunswick. For example, we have Medicare. And with Medicare, it covers our hospital visits, doctor consultations, prescriptions when you're inside the hospital. But the moment that you get out of the hospital is when the financial burden arises. If you have group benefits or work sponsored benefits, then that's good because typically it covers those prescriptions. Other than that, like if you have a limited coverage, then a personal coverage might be good for you as well on that side. Now, if you do have critical illness, like I said earlier, it's a one time payment. What are you going to do about the money? It's up to you to use it for whatever you need it for or whatever you want it for. So, there is no restrictions on how you can use it, but you're limited to the amount of coverage that you got or that you purchased. For example, you got 50,000 of coverage because based on your analysis with your advisor, that's the amount that you both of you came up with, and that's the amount of coverage that you're able to budget for. So then you can use that money to replace your partner's income to provide support for you at home while you're also staying at home. Some people don't have vacation leaves, but they don't have a choice. They just have to take care of their spouse when sickness happens. And that's what we want anyway. We want our spouses, we want our partners to be the first person to take care of us. But who's going to pay that income that's lost when you're not going to work? Or you can use the money to pay for the person taking care of you if that's not your spouse or your family member. You can also use this, for example, some people, if they're diagnosed with a life threatening cancer, some people chose not to get treated, and maybe they'd want to go somewhere else that they haven't been before. So maybe, oh, maybe we could use the money to create good memories to Mexico or to Europe or whatever. So they can use the money to travel and just create just good memories. Some people may use this money for childcare. So, for example, because you can't work, you're not able to bring an income, and you need money to pay to continue paying for childcare, because let's face it, it's gonna be hard, it's gonna be challenging if your kids are with you at home while you're sick as well. So you'd still need to pay for childcare when critical illness happens. Now, some people, they don't want to wait to get surgery, would rather check other options elsewhere. They could look at other options in another province in Canada. Or some people might go to the US to get treatment. Some people might go to look at Mexico to get treatment. If they have a lump sum of money that they can use to get that done, that's going to be super helpful as well. Or even if you're a business owner, for example, somebody still has to continue pay your employee. That money can be used for that as well. It's not going to replace you, it's not going to be a big amount, but it's still something. It's a cushion so that you don't have to use your entire life savings because of this season of life. So the goal is you don't drain your savings, you don't drain your retirement plans, and to still have that financial burden be lessened because you prepared for something in advance. Now, what do you need to know? What are the conditions that are covered? Like I said earlier, most insurance companies would have 25 or 26 conditions that are covered. You have to know what illnesses are covered. You need to look at, like, there is some sort of waiting period. It depends on the illness. There has to be, like, you have to be uh, for some illnesses, you have to survive 30 days for you to receive the payment. So that's something that's really important to know so that there's no surprises. So you'd know what to expect as well. And yeah. So how are the premiums based on? So the premiums are based on the age, your health habits, even your family medical history. They will all be considered. And I know it's cliche, but really the truth with insurance is it's cheaper when you're young and when you're healthy. I wouldn't want to wait until you actually have that illness and then you go up finding this type of coverage, because yes, there are still options. There are some coverages that are called guaranteed issue or simplified issue coverages that could still give you some coverage, but there's going to be limitations. So you don't want to wait for that. Yeah, really, I just wanted to know that there are options for you in the event that you want to plan for something like this. This is something that really happens. We don't know, like, if somebody in the family has had cancer, it could be something that we could think about already to plan for what if it happens to us. But it's not really up to us, but the Lord gives us wisdom to know what should we do to plan ahead. So that's why we're given free will. We need to learn, we need to use the gifts that we're given so that we can plan ahead. So I just want to share that with you today. And if these things help, feel free to share it with a friend, and feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions about it. Have a good day.